And we're on.
Yes.
Hello.
Off the cuff.
First episode off the cuff. Yeah, it's true.
I had to say it, bro.
We were thinking of a name for how long? For about a week. We couldn't come up with a name, and suddenly,
Bro.
I say off the cuff. Let's do it off the cuff, and
It took us
start.
3 weeks.
Allow it. Don't expose us, bro.
It's about a week, bro. It took us 3 weeks to come up with a name. We were coming up with some weak names, man. No, it's
Don't
good.
bring
We
any
finally
examples,
found
bro.
it. So,
Yeah, exactly.
bro, what?
There's no need to bring any examples, bro. No need.
That's a challenge, bro.
Yeah, no.
Oh,
anyway,
my
so
days.
off the cuff, the
Yeah,
first
that's
episode. Let's start with an introduction of who we are and why we're doing this, right?
Yeah, that's a good.
Go on, tell us,
That's a
bro.
good way to start.
You start.
So, okay, so
So
my
who,
name.
who are you?
Exactly. So my name is Latir. Yeah,
Latir
I'm
what?
Latir Shah.
What's your middle name, bro?
Bro, who am I representing for? I'm not telling you my middle name, bro. It's a challenge, you have to find out. No, so basically, my name is Latir. I'm from Senegal. I grew up in the UK, and I moved to Japan about 9 years ago. I've known Shah for now, 5-6 years ago?
No, it's more than that now, isn't it? Is this?
I think it's been, it's 6 years, bro.
I think it's pushing on past that. Okay, 6
I
years.
think
Yeah.
it's 6 years.
My name is Shah.
Yeah.
I'm from the UK as well. We're both from London. We're both from northwest London, actually.
Yeah.
So, but we never met each other in London. We met each other here.
Yeah.
So, six. I'm sure it's more than 6 years ago.
First of all,
Fact
before
check
we
that
get
now.
into how we met, because that's quite funny actually, the
Yeah.
way we met. We lived basically in the same area.
Very true.
For our whole lives, we never met. We met in Japan for the first time, and we had similar interests, but we're going to get into that in a minute. But before, why did you come to Japan?
Why did I come to Japan firstly? Boy, there's when I was really young, I was really interested in Japanese martial arts.
Yeah.
Throughout my life, so Japanese martial arts brought me here, shall I say?
Yeah.
I studied different types of karate, tiny bit of aikido, judo was something I did. That was the first Japanese martial art I did,
Yeah.
and then pencak silat for a while actually, which is not Japanese, but that's the one that's
Martial arts then.
Yeah.
So you
So
just-
that's what brought me. Was a martial arts.
Just some fighting guy, bro. You just fought all your life, bro. That's what you
I
did.
have. I started judo when I was 3 years old, I think.
Yeah?
3 years old. So since 3, I've never stopped some kind of martial arts training, right? Not that I'm excellent at anything or great or even good at anything, but I'm doing it. What about you?
Come on, bro. Stop being modest, bro. Stop being modest. It's not the time for
I can
modesty
fight-
out
I can
here,
fight
bro.
well enough. That's it. I can fight well enough.
No, I think he fought really well. He's the coach. He's the head coach of the Senegalese pencak silat team. Actually, not head coach. Sorry. Barry's the
With
head
one
coach, bro.
fighter.
Yeah,
we
man.
might get in trouble for this later, though. So allow.
Yeah, no, bro.
What about you? What about you? What about you?
Okay, so I had actually family that was living in Japan at some point, right? And then I had a chance to come here, and I don't know if you remember in 2002 when Senegal was qualified for the World Cup. Yeah, and this was the first time we ever qualified. It was the first time Senegal ever
I think I
came
might
to.
have overlooked that. I don't think I was.
You know, like football, you went to your
Exactly.
fight sports, bro.
I remember when Senegal qualified, bro.
Bro, that was the first time, bro. We qualified twice in our history. Yeah, so this was the first time we got qualified, and then the first game was against France. And basically, I came here to see the match. And I had, again, as I said, I had family that was living here, that were working here, organizing these games and everything. And then, you know, one thing led to the next. After I went back to the UK, after my studies, I was just basically stagnating. I didn't know what I was doing. And I felt, okay, hold on, this is a country where I can learn a new language. I can probably do different things there. Get some international experience before I decide what I want to do.
Nice.
So I initially came here for a gap year. Of course, I had same interests as well in things like that.
You
know,
came here
growing up.
twice, though, right? You came here initially, and then you went back to England.
Yeah.
And then you came back, right? To
Yeah, that's
Japan.
right, bro.
So actually, over a period of 14 years, something like that, right?
Yeah, in total, yeah, exactly.
Yeah, okay, bloody hell.
And I've been here for 9
You're a
years.
veteran, bro. You've
Bro,
been
I'm a
here-
Japanese veteran, brother. You're right, though. But you've been here for longer than I
I've
have,
been
though.
here, no. I've been here for 12 years, but
Oh.
consistently.
Ah, okay, yeah.
I came in. What is it?
Yeah,
No,
I've
not
been
12. I'm in
doing
my 12th year.
Yeah,
I came in 2007.
Yeah.
Yeah, in the summer of 2007.
Yeah, so for me it was 2002,
Mm.
and then I came back in 2009.
But what about you? And you're from London.
So no, I'm from.
Because
So
let me tell you a bit of a secret here. Loic's never spent time in this country, not more than a few days each time, right?
What?
His
What are you talking
passport,
about?
his passport is French.
shut up, bro. Why are you gonna expose me?
Look at me.
Bro? Expose. Yes, I'm French. Nationally, I'm French. Yeah, I'm French. So I said it.
He's British and Japanese. There's no French
just
about
learned
him.
the Japanese.
Exactly. There you go. You see?
But I'm French though. I'm French.
There's no problem being French. Of course, there's no issue at all here. We just,
bro, let's not get into politics,
Let's
bro,
not get
because
into
we got Brexit coming up. We got too many things.
Brexit's gone, bro. It's done.
Let's not hear you mean. No, man. So yeah, I am French actually. Since you exposed me now.
Sorry.
Yeah, so I'm French, but actually I'm Senegalese. So I'm Senegalese French. So I was basically born in Senegal. I left Senegal when I didn't leave, but my parents took us to the UK when we were 8 years old. When I was 8 years old, my brother was a little bit older, 6 years older than I was, and that's it basically. And then I was raised in the UK, in London mainly.
Yeah, in different parts of London, right? Near
Yeah. Actually, we stayed mainly in northwest London for the whole time.
Okay.
Yeah,
Okay.
we just moved around northwest.
So I didn't have as colourful a background as I was born and raised in London, in one area, born in the same space and there till I was 24 years old. Then I came here.
Background, bro. What are you trying to say?
Colourful background. I'm not
What
saying
are you
like
trying to
that.
say,
No. Now you just painted me as this wrong kind of guy. Not at all. You've lived in multiple countries. You've been back and forth. That's what I mean. When I say colourful, exciting, interesting.
Yeah. All right. Go ahead. Go ahead, bro. So go on. What were you saying?
I'm gonna finish it. So I was in London, and then I came here straight to Tokyo. But within Tokyo, I've moved about 10, 12 times, a lot of times around. Moved all around this place. Yeah. But I think we're terminal gaijins, right? Gaijin is the term for a foreigner here. It means outside person, but that's it. Some people find it offensive. I don't really care, but that's what we are. Terminal gaijins, right? That's what we are.
But everyone in Japan is a gaijin, basically, right? Everyone that's not
Except
Japanese,
Japanese,
basically.
yeah.
We're all gaijins.
Yeah, there's these little grey areas as well, though, right? There's like people that have been like Korean and Chinese.
They're gaijins.
The Zainichi Kankoku.
They're gaijins.
They're still
They're gaijins, bro. If you're not Japanese, you're gaijin. There's no grey zones, bro. There's just black or white.
But it's a lovely place. That's why we're here.
Yeah,
we'll talk about this in different episodes, I think.
Yeah, it's lovely, man. That's why we made our home, actually, bro.
Yeah.
So 9 years, and I don't think we plan to move anytime soon.
Exactly. Let's discuss. So why are we doing this podcast, bro?
Okay, so for several reasons. For me personally, just the first one is to have fun with it, because I think we always have.
It's the most important thing.
I mean, a lot of banter, but it's a good way to share as well some of our experiences. I think it's quite special what we're doing here in Japan. Also the way that we've just expatriated ourselves. I don't know. It's just an interesting thing to discuss the city and everything and how things are going in Japan. So that's the first part.
Yeah, absolutely.
And then to create value, right?
Yeah, I think.
What are you doing?
I'm the same as him. We've had so many silly conversations and interesting conversations and deep conversations over years. And we always wish that we had recorded them sometimes. I'm sure it's the same for many of you out there, right?
Yeah.
So this is the thing. One of the reasons we decided to band together and say, okay, let's just get this done, right? We've got a few other friends that would like to bring on sometimes and have a discussion with as well, right?
Exactly.
Share discussions with. I think the other reason is that we're getting old as well, man. Bloody hell, it's been a long time here. Right. We've like I said, we've learned a lot of stuff living here, traveling around the world, studying things. So we wanted to. Create something useful as well. Information for people that may find it interesting, and they may find it useful as well, as I just said, right?
Yeah.
So we've got a few ideas for topics, which we'll be doing over time. I don't even know if this is going to be a weekly thing or a bi-weekly thing or a monthly thing. We'll figure it out.
We'll play it by ear. Take it off the cuff.
Well done, nice placement.
Oh man. No, but that's it, bro. That's what we're gonna do. It's just gonna be we're gonna keep it PG though, as much as possible. I was about to say something that I wasn't supposed to say. Can't use swear words. If we ever use them, let us know in the comments. Try this as a family show.
Us in the comments, exactly.
Don't start hating in the comments though. We don't want to see those joke comments at the bottom. So
yeah, I do swear a bit, so I'm trying to stop. So this is a good way to do it. So yeah, I'll try to do that.
It's a family show.
Exactly.
But I also exactly what he said as well. I think we want to add value as much as possible, share our experiences here, and then of course invite people. I think the point is in the future when we have more content to discuss about. I think we have an interesting group of friends here.
Yeah.
We got a good community as well going on. There's a lot of interesting things that they are doing themselves. People who are, professors, people who are, martial artists, as you were saying, people who are doctors, just mainly international, but also Japanese.
Pharmacists, everything. We know, right? But this place is a very strange place to live. Should we discuss a bit about Japan here?
Strange?
It's just interesting, isn't it? Because it's the foreign community is pretty small, right? So you're exposed to all kinds of interesting backgrounds which we may not be exposed to living in London or somewhere in France or even the States, right? Because I'm not saying that of course there's millions of interesting Japanese people as well, but you know, we're not that integrated into that culture as well. We've got Japanese friends, we're married to Japanese, so on, but yeah.
And that's the thing, is that you're drawn to people that you would never probably meet elsewhere. Like if you were living in the UK or if you were living anywhere else, you probably would never speak to these people. But here, just different styles, it's just somehow all in this foreign community, or the gaijins, as I was saying, you somehow tend to come together in a sort of bubble in a way, right?
Yeah,
you also meet with Japanese people, of course, but I mean, the foreign community is so small, you just tend to meet all the expats, self-expatriated people, all of this. So
you go where you're familiar, right? You find, I mean, look at us, we're both from Northwest London, we only met here, right? And then we ended up being best friends.
And back to this though.
Yeah, what's
Explain
that?
how we met, bro.
Let's go back to Japan another time, alright?
Yeah, we'll talk about this later.
Go on. How did we meet? You start.
In the train station, actually, bro. Well, it was I think it was when I was working. So basically, we met at work. So I was working. He was working.
You made it sound like we were working at a train station, though, bro.
Yeah, bro, I'm all over the place. Let me start from the beginning.
We did not meet in the train station, bro. We met at work. How did you forget that?
But I was getting there. I told you, let me reset. Yeah? No, let me
reset. This is off the
bro,
cuff,
this is off the guy. Yes! You placed it, bro. You got it. Nice, bro. Okay, listen. So we did meet at work. Yeah, but he was starting before me. He was working in a recruitment company. Should we name them? Okay, we can name the name, right? It's fine.
Yeah, I think it's
Hayes. It's Hayes. What's the problem with that, bro?
I don't know. Yeah,
okay, so we were working. No, I'm doing it.
Don't rinse it,
Alright, so he was working at Hayes, and I just started working there. And then he was coming back from a client meeting, and we met in the train. Right? And then because I was introduced in front of everyone in the company on my first day, he recognized me and he was like, hold on, I think I saw you on the first day. Maybe he was sleeping, because he said, I think I saw you, you know, something like that. But I don't know, he was sleeping on my introduction day. And anyway, at the end we started talking and we found out we came from the same area. And then I think a few days after, we started talking, and then we found out as well that there was Silat going on, that you were from Northwest London as well.
That was the mad thing. That was a mad thing, because you didn't...
So let's explain that,
exactly. So I've been doing Pencak Silat for a number of years, numerous years, especially when I was in England, right? That's something we could discuss in detail as well. I mean, this is a big thing. It's an Indonesian, Malaysian martial art, and it's not rare. It's not fair. It's not famous, but there's lots of practitioners, and of course, if you go to certain parts of Southeast Asia and even parts of Europe, it's popular as well. But it's not as widely known as karate and kung fu and Shaolin and what have you, and boxing and so on, right? Yeah. So to hear that someone else is doing that and was doing it, you know, he's doing it in Japan was very interesting for me, shall I say. I didn't expect that at all. So Loic's doing Silat here.
Mad though, when you think about it, bro. Because again, we were in the same environment, never heard of this. We grew up around, like you were growing up basically maybe 5 kilometers, not even. 4 or 5 kilometers in London from where...
Same area, Northwest, right? Yeah, you're in Wilson.
Never met, nothing. We come to Japan, we're basically doing the same sport that he grew up with. I started it maybe a year before we met.
Yeah.
And then I went to a championship in Belgium, and I met all your boys basically.
Yeah, for real, down. Yeah, my closest brothers.
His brothers, they grew up together and everything, and we met. It was all the same community in a way, and then that community just got together. It's just.
I hate to say that, a very cliche phrase, right? It's a small world, but it really bloody is, isn't it? It really is, man. Yeah, exactly.
And coming to Japan and noticing that is what's
it's true. It's true. It's true. Exactly. Yeah. So that's it. That's it. So I think basically, you know, we're gonna probably wrap it up there for now this time. If you enjoyed it, please let us know. You can. Back. I think of course we'll create a channel for this, so you can subscribe to it. We will add things to it. You can like it. You can share it if you want to. And if you have any suggestions for us or anything you'd like to talk to us about, please let us know. Some of the things we want to do in this podcast is, of course, we want to discuss particular topics. Today's just an introduction. We want to discuss particular topics, things in Japan, things over our travels throughout the world. We would like to interview different people. I don't know if I'm going to be interviewing anyone famous anytime soon, but you know, we might be able to. You never know. He wants to interview Anthony Joshua. Anthony Joshua, if you're there,
this is a
big fan of yours. I'm a fan of yours as well. I'm a fan as well, but he's a bigger fan. So yeah, if you're there, we'd like to interview you. And I said we can pay you about 2,000 yen.
bro.
2000. Cut.
Insane, bro.
Alright.
Just leave it, bro.
Yeah, exactly.
Now we'll just see, bro.
So,
we'll
yeah.
see who we get to interview, but basically just to make it as, you know, eclectic as possible, invite people from different backgrounds, just share all sorts of topics. There's no
and we'll
limits.
review stuff. We'll review stuff.
Exactly.
Yeah.
That's
We were going to review Game of Thrones and Avengers, but we realised we don't have nowhere near enough knowledge as some of the people online. I'm not sure if that matters, but we might get shredded.
Bro, so the directors didn't have that much.
Our channel might even get bloody cancelled.
It was just your
There
first
might
day.
be some petition to close down.
It's like
these
grand
books.
opening.
Exactly.
It's like done.
Exactly. So please let us know in the comments.
Yeah.
Thank you very much.
Yeah,
Stay positive, guys.
Stay positive,
Exactly.
especially in the comments, bro.
Always.
Stay positive. too many hairs around, bro. Bro, you want to show them a little bit about Tokyo? Turn the
Yeah, I
camera
guess so.
around.
But the
Show them
problem
a
is the
little bit
sun
about
is
Tokyo,
shining
bro.
right now. If it's
Don't watch that, bro.
all right, this is a bit of Tokyo, guys.
Show them.
There's Rainbow Bridge, Tokyo Tower,
How about the Sky Tree?
the Sky Tree.
And this is where they're gonna have the
Some
Olympics,
construction
bro.
for the Olympics,
Yeah.
which is happening next
I
year.
think that's the tennis.
It's cool. Now I've just baited up where I'm living.
You completely better. You can tell what building it is, bro.
Alright, he's on the door number. He's on the
Yeah,
door number.
yeah.
Okay, thank you guys. See you later.
See you later. Stay positive.
Yes.